Just want to start this video out with saying that I am not a financial advisor. This is not going to be financial advice. It is for education purposes only on a wide scale of publication. We are going to backtest today my trading strategy on FX Replay. If you haven't heard of FX Replay, it is a super cool software for backtesting Forex. You can go way back when, so you can get way more candles than you could by back testing on TradingView. So very cool software. If you're interested, there is a link in my description below with a coupon code for 15% off. Boom. How cool is that? Let's get into backtesting. This is what the dashboard looks like on FX Replay. We still have our 2004 backtesting video that we started. That's not going to be the one we're going to work on today. We are going to do a new session. We are going to backtest the 2007-2008 market crash. That's got to be one of the biggest crashes in recent years. And so we're going to jump in, we're going to backtest the strategy and just see how much trouble we can get ourselves into. So the first thing we're going to do is we are going to create a new session. I'm going to start this out with a $10,000 account. We are going to go back to 2007. So right here, let's start in January 1st. It's a Monday. This will be from 2007 through 2008. Okay, so this is January 1st, 2007. That's what this candle is. These are daily candles, which means every one of these represents a full day. I'm going to do a daily candle just so that we can move through it a little bit faster. More than likely, it'll get us in more trouble, which is what I'm hoping for. Market is going up. I'd say there's a tiny little pullback right there. So I am going to open on January 1st, 100,000 unit position. We are going to buy at the market right there. Now, when you are using FX Replay, it requires you to put a take profit and a stop loss in. And so I put like an arbitrary number. So my take profit's going to be 5. My stop loss on this would be 0.5, something that won't come into play because my strategy is I'm going to protect this position with a hedge. So we are going to hit save on that. That puts us in the market. And we're also going to protect that with a short side stop order. So 100,000 units. And this is going to be a sell stop right there. We're going to put that 20 pips below the market. So 1.16381. And this one, the take profit will be 0.5 and the stop loss will be 5, just the opposite of the long order. So let's hit save on that. So let's move this forward 5 minutes and just make sure we pick up our position. Perfect. Let's just see what the world brings us. So we're going to move forward. Perfect. We are now currently hedged. Okay. So now we're on January 2nd. Our short side position's in the money, but not enough. We want 40 pips. Let's move this forward. Oh, wow. Popped up. So that's 20 pips in the money. I'm looking for 40. That's 30 pips. Not quite 40 pips. There we go. Okay. So the next 4-hour block gave us our 40 pips. We are actually just a little over 40 pips into the money. Let's measure that. That puts us at 50 pips. So we have a 50 pip trim that we're going to do right now. So what we have is we've got two positions. We've got a short position that's out of the money, $694. And we have a long position that's in the money, $511. We are going to trim the red. So 100,000 units. And we are out of the money, $694. Now we have to decide how much we're going to trim that by. So I'm going to plug that into the calculator that we have $511. I'm going to keep $100 and I'm going to apply $411. So up here in the apply box, we're going to put 411, which means we're going to trim that by 59,222 units. Sweet. So let's go in here. We're going to close out 59,222. Hit save on that. We're going to close 100% of this, which will leave us 40,778 units left. It's a pretty good little trim. Let's get rid of this. We don't need it. Now, what we have to do is we've got to protect this 40,778 units. So we're going to place a buy stop order. We're going to put 40,778 and the price is going to be 1.17288. How I got that number is the market is at 1.17088, 20 pips above that, and we're going to hit save. So now we have 40,000 units down here that's out of the money. We have a backstop up here. If it turns and comes down, we'll squeeze it. If not, we'll pick up that hedge, which we're picked up that hedge. Let's move this forward and see what happens here. So that's like 20 pips in the money. Ooh. That's enough. Okay, another trim. We are going to trim again on that bottom side. We've got 40,778 units. That's currently $540.72 out of the money. So we're going to put 540 right here. Our top side is in the money, $170. So to find out how much we're going to trim that, we'll put $170 in profit. I'm going to keep 40 bucks. So we're going to apply 129. 129 right there. So we're going to trim by 9,741 units. So this will be a partial trim of 9,741. And this will be a 100% trim on this. And let's move this forward and make sure that clears out. Perfect. So now we're left with 31,037. So we've got to protect that position, 31,037 with the buy stop 20 pips above the market, which will be 1.17903. Market's currently at 1.17703. So that puts our position in. Now it's time to just see what happens. Move that forward. Okay, it came down to 57 in that window. So we're going to squeeze this to 77. Now we had a chance to squeeze that, bring that down in. Perfect. Bounce back up, picked up our hedge. So now we're live on the top side with 31,000 and we are live on the bottom side with 31,000. We've whittled down our position from 100,000 units to 31,000 units. So I'm going to hop in right here in the middle. We've had a nice pullback. In theory, it should bounce and continue on this trend. We're going to buy. We're going to go back in. We're going to place an order for 65,000 units. And these are going to be at the market. Put those in place. And then we've got to protect those with a sell stop. This will be for 65,000 units, and that'll be 20 pips below that position, 1.17138 right there. We have our buy at the market, and then we have our hedge set to protect it, a sell stop order 20 pips below that position. All right, let's advance the market. Ooh, that moved up. We're 30 pips in the money on that guy. Not quite enough. And we did not pick up our hedge down here. So that's nice. Let's move it forward a little bit more. Let's pull him back. What's it gonna do? Ooh, there we go. That's definitely enough. 30. Yeah, that's right at 40 pips. So we can get rid of this sell stop order. We don't need it anymore. This 65,000 unit position right here is in the money, and we are going to trim the opposite outside of the money. That's this position right here for for 31,037. We're going to put 31,037 for our units to trim. It's currently out of the money, $463, and we have to decide how much we're going to trim it by. Our 65,000 unit position is in the money, $348. I'm going to keep 65 bucks, and we're going to put $283 towards the trim. So we're going to trim that position by 18,971. So we'll come in here, trim this by 18,971, hit save on this. We're going to close this one 100% right here. Let's move this forward just a few minutes to make sure we've balanced that out. Perfect. So that leaves us 31,037 on the top side and 12,066 on the bottom side. So we're currently off balance by 18,971 units. So we've got to balance that hedge by putting a sell stop order for 18,971, and we're going to do that 20 pips below the market, so 1.17680. Put that right there. Perfect. So now let's see what the market gives us. We did not trim it. It kind of got in the money, but not enough. And now we have picked up our hedge. So let's see what happens here. It's about 30 pips in the money on that short position. Let's see if we can't get a little bit more. Still sitting at about 30. Oh, there we go. Perfect. Now we have 31,000 on the top side and we have 12,066 down here, but we also have a short position of 18,971. And that's the one that's in the money. The one we're going to trim though is this long position for $204. It's out of the money. We've got 31,037. It's out of the money, $204, and we're going to apply. We have $107 to work with. So we put that into the calculator. We're going to keep $18.97, and we're going to put $88 towards this trim. So we are going to trim this position right here by 13,389 units. We're going to close this guy 100%. So let's move this forward and just make sure all that takes place. Perfect. So that leaves us on the top side 17,648, and it leaves us on the bottom side 12,066. We're currently unprotected by 5,582 units, but this has been a nice pullback, so I think it's time to hop in and go long, and we can actually hop in with 80,000 units. So let's put a buy order right here for 80,000 units, and we're going to buy this at the market. We've got 80,000 units right there now. Now we're off balance by 85,582. This is going to be a sell stop order right here for 85,582. And this is going to be 20 pips below the market. So 1.16887. Perfect. So now we have a buy at market and our sell stop order in place. Perfect. Let's just see where this market goes. Move it forward 4 hours at a time. Woo. Well, that was awesome. Okay, so this is one of those rare opportunities where you get to go flat, which is pretty cool. We've got a short position down here of 12,000 units. That's $187 out of the money. We have a sell stop that didn't get triggered. We have a long position in the money for $676, and this one's barely in the money at 28. So we only have to cover $187 and we get to go entirely flat on the whole position. So first thing we're going to do is get rid of our sell stop order. We're now going to close 100% of this position. We're going to close 100% of this position, and we are going to close 100% of that position. So when it's all said and done, we should have nothing on the table and we had a nice profit in that scenario. All right, I hope that was beneficial and you enjoyed. I want to get all the way through 2007 and through 2008 because there is some crazy markets that took place in that big sell-off. Even though there was a huge run up right here, we were able to make money and ultimately get flat. Stay tuned.